Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to The Big Hit, and I'm your host, Chris Miller. We get to the Florida-Ohio State result with Florida coming up on top. But first, as we always do, we like to introduce some of the guys. And tonight, I would like to first introduce Dan Sprumont, the well-blended, nicely dressed.
I wore the wrong colored shirt here. I blended with the background, Christopher. I don't know what to do.
You still look snazzy. You really do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Also joining him is our lead expert in the NCAA basketball department, Matt Bucher.
It's great to be here. And a quick note, I was just approved for the spring semester for all you liberal studies people out there to teach a one-credit course on Bracketology 101. So if you guys need any help or, I'm your guy for the spring semester. So great to be here.
Let's begin. All right. Let's get to the Florida-Ohio State matchup in Florida. Repeats as national champions, the first team since Duke in 91-92 to repeat, and the first back-to-back championship team with the same starting five. Al Horford 18-12, Green with 16, outshining Greg Oden, who had 25-12 in 38 minutes. Dan, your thoughts on the championship game last night?
Well, Florida had all their starters back. I mean, come on. If they win the national championship last year, then they're probably going to win the national championship again with all the same talent. And, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd love to go to Florida right now because three national championships in 2 years, that's a lot of reasons to party, my friend. That's a lot of reasons to party.
You a big party guy?
Well, not at all.
Well, you see that interview last night with the players after the game, and that I don't know what the guys, I don't know who it was, the long-haired guy.
Noka.
See, that's good enough for me, but boy, he went off on a tear. I don't know what they were up to after the game, but you know that it was on. So to say. Matt, what do you think?
I think it was definitely all Florida's game. It was a little tight at the beginning. Then once Florida started hitting the three-pointers, it was lights out. And by the end of the first half, that was game. So I definitely think it was Florida's time again.
Florida was 10 of 18 from three-point land. Meanwhile, Ohio State was something abysmal in the first 39 minutes. They only had one three-pointer. So the thing there is the perimeter shooting. Florida executed definitely. The other thing is, Greg Gooden had a great game. No foul trouble, 38 minutes, 25 points, 12 boards. The thing that Florida did was basically they played one-on-one on him. They didn't double-team him. They allowed their defense to shine against the other players. As I said before, the perimeter shooting of Ohio State was absolutely terrible. Ivan Harris, the only guy to hit a three-pointer in the first 39 minutes of the game. And basically they were shooting poor all night until it was catch-up time. That's when they were putting in the buckets. But for the most part, Florida did a heck of a job winning that national championship. And again, back-to-back, first time since Duke. Very hard to do in the college basketball. All right, enough college basketball because I'm absolutely disgusted by one more second of it. Let's move on to baseball. And a great opening night for the Buccos last night, down 2-0. Some late ninth-inning heroics to tie the game. Xavier Nady hitting the home run. And then in the 10th, Jason Bay hitting the two-run jacker to eventually win the game 4-2, guys. Last night's game, comeback performance. Hope for a good season, Dan?
Always hope for a good season. With the Pirates, you always hope for a good season. But I think it's just going to be like it was last year and the year before and every other year since I've been alive. They're gonna make a run forward. Early in the season, they're going to have some wins, but then somewhere in June, they're going to have a 10-game losing streak and extinguish all hope as usual.
All hope and joy, right?
All hope. Pain and suffering for Pittsburgh Pirate fans again this year.
It continues.
It continues.
Well, if anything, if the Pirates lose the rest of their 161-game schedule, all I can say is this is the first time in the past 10 years that they've won their opening game of the season. So, that definitely is a plus. And I think they'll be a little closer to 500 ball than they were last year. But other than that, I really don't think there's a whole lot to hope for. Jason Bay is going to play real well. Chris Duffy and Polino and Zach Dupe will have better years. But you can't expect too much from them.
Yeah, you can't expect. I mean, they got the low payroll. Their rotation is very young. Bullpen.
They have a good bullpen.
The bullpen is a stronghold of the team. They got a really strong bullpen. Torres is a solid closer. Not overpowering, but a solid closer. It's a really young team still. But I like the pickup of LaRoche. Gonzo, that was a great trade. Gonzo for LaRoche. I think they're going to hit a lot more home runs. As you witnessed last night, 3 home runs. I think that we have a little bit more power. Obviously, LaRoche gives us that power, but I think Nady is going to have a great year. Jose Hernandez, great year. I might predict a 500 season, but I wouldn't go to the extent of greatness.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go to the extent of tankness. They show some promise, but we'll see.
Have to wait it out.
Yeah. All right, on to the NHL now, and a surprise move the New Jersey Devils, coming up in playoffs here in a week, fired Claude Julien. General Manager Lou Lamoriello takes over, saying, quote, "I don't think we're at the point of being ready both mentally and physically to play the way that is necessary going into the playoffs," end quote. What do you think of this move, Dan?
I think this man's an alcoholic. I mean, come on. His team is leading the division. You know, I mean, seriously, it's a stupid idea. If you cut off the head, the rest will follow. Why would you mess up the continuity of a team right before the most important time of the year? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Doesn't he have like 3 Stanley Cups? I think this guy's a great GM. He did the same move, I think, last year. But since last week of the season, you know, what do you think, man?
I definitely, to me, you know, it confuses me totally. But I mean, there has to be something going on behind the scenes, you know, something not working well with the players, something like that. But also, if you look at it in the past, in the 99-2000 season, he fired Robbie Forchek and then Larry Robinson led them to the Cup. So, I mean, maybe he's trying to do a repeat of what happened then when he fired him towards the end of the season. But right now, when you're playing as well as you are, and you know you're going to the playoffs, you know, to get rid of your coach like that, you know, that's definitely going to put like a hit on the team. I mean, it's going to.
But I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. It will a little bit. But this guy's coached the team before, evidently, and you know it's late in the season. They've been playing the same system for years, and it comes down to the players playing. They've played the way they've played for years. I think it's going to continue, but I just don't understand. 47, 24, and 8. Look at the quote. They're not ready to play mentally and physically. Well, they've been playing great all year. A great defensive team. They put the puck in the net when they have to.
Theodore's been playing outstanding.
Oh, as always.
Yeah. The home ice advantage. They slow down every team that comes to
I just don't understand this. As a 2 seed, getting rid of your coach with, 3 games remaining, it makes no sense. But to the eyes of the general manager, maybe it does, and we'll find out. But maybe that'll give an advantage to the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we're on to them now. Which seed will the Penguins get? They can get a 2 seed, the 4 seed, or the 5 seed. That's the way things are going to work out. Which seed do they get, and which team should they be most worried about in the playoffs?
I think they're going to get a 5 seed, and I think they should be worried about Ottawa because I don't think they're going to pass up New Jersey, who has a 1-point lead on them right now. They're losing to Buffalo tonight, I predict. So I think they're going to have number 5, and they're going to play Ottawa, who's number 4, and there's going to be a lot of offensive firepower, and the goaltenders for both teams are going to have to be ready because this is going to be a very high-scoring series.
I also think, I think they're going to have to worry about Ottawa, but I think they're going to be playing from the 4 seed and have the home ice advantage. I think it's going to be because New Jersey has the easiest last 3 games, but I definitely think that Ottawa is going to be the real tough team to play against. We're going to have to have a real good goalie, and also the number one thing I think we're going to have to work on is getting the puck out of our zone. And the games that we lose are the games that are really close. We always have trouble with the puck getting it out of our defensive zone. So we have to work on that.
I think they might actually have a chance to get the 4 seed. I don't know about the 2 seed. I think New Jersey can win out because they don't have the toughest last 3 games. The Penguins, tonight they play Buffalo, then they have the Rangers, and then they close out against Ottawa. That'll be a huge game. That might determine who gets the 4 or 5. The things are all tied up. The Penguins versus the Senators to end the season. That's going to be a huge game. You better tune into that. But I actually don't think that Ottawa's the biggest threat. I think down the road, if they'd actually get the 2 seed, I would be more worried about Tampa Bay. I don't think that'll be the scenario. But boy, Tampa Bay. When the Penguins are in Tampa Bay, it's terrible. Yeah. The Penguins have a terrible disadvantage just playing in the state of Florida. That's a matchup I wouldn't want to see, and hopefully we get the Senators and not Tampa Bay to start the playoffs. But we are going to take a break. When we come back, it's take it or leave it. We get started off with some heavy-duty baseball talk. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.